Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The past met the present during the Centennial celebration in Eastend. Over 100 entries took to the streets in the Centennial Parade, bringing a smile to many in the crowd. Current and past residents of Pontx gathered over the August-long weekend for this Southwest Community Centennial celebration. Dogs now have a place to run free off leash and meet new acquaintances at the newly opened dog park in Swift Current. Thanks for joining us here today. Eastend was the place to be over the August-long weekend as the Southwest community celebrated its centennial. This Southwest TV News Summer Around the Southwest feature is proudly brought to you by Innovation Credit Union. Imagine the possibilities. The past met the present during the Centennial celebration in Eastend. Over 100 entries took to the streets in the Centennial Parade, bringing a smile to many in the crowd. The milestone celebration brought together an elite group of dignitaries for the opening ceremony, including the province's lieutenant governor, local government representatives, and the mayor of Harlem, Montana. A weekend celebration which the town's mayor says reflects the community as a whole, and why it continues to be such a drawing card for many.
The people. There's nothing else to say. I mean, obviously it has a gorgeous location. It's very bucolic when you're here coming down into the valley. We have the geography to do with it. We have the topography, but it's the people that make it. And we have a very vibrant community because we have the oil and the gas, and we have the farming and the ranching, which started. But now we have a vibrant arts community. People love to come here for writers, sculptures, all that type of thing. So it's just the whole mix of people that makes it such a wonderful place.
A sentiment which is echoed by many who now call Eastend home. Tria Jensen is originally from Calgary and moved to Eastend in 2007, and says the Centennial continues to build the community pride she was originally attracted to.
Everybody's on the same wavelength of beautifying the town, getting ready, just bringing more and more energy into why they love this town, and then when the family and friends come here and they all get together and everybody's in a really good mood. Everybody loves each other. Everybody's partying and having a good time, and that really lingers after a while.
Those who came home for the Centennial were also treated to the farmers market in the newly opened town square, along with an array of unique activities, including rides on this monster truck from Medicine Hat.
There's 10 that fit in the back, and then once in a while, usually if there's like a single child or something at the end of the night, we'll throw them in the front. There's a passenger seat in there, so they get a special ride at the end of the day.
While others maintain their traditional roots of the ranching lifestyle with the Mini Chuckwagon races.
The horses are all miniature horses. They're 36 inches and shorter at the last hair on the mane. They all think that they're running thoroughbreds. You can't tell them they're 36 inches. They all believe they're 17 hands. Try and hold them and convince them otherwise. They'll put on a good show, that's for sure. There's 4 horses per team. You do the figure 8 just like the big Chuckwagons. We don't have any outriders. That is the difference.
A well-rounded weekend of celebration in the community of Eastend, while setting the course for the next 100 years. Southwest TV News is hitting the road with our annual Summer Around the Southwest tour, covering a variety of exciting events across the region. The Southwest TV News Summer Around the Southwest tour is proudly brought to you by Innovation Credit Union. Imagine the possibilities. 2014 is the centennial year for the town of Ponteix, and the local church was recently filled with the sound of music. This Southwest TV News Summer Around the Southwest feature is proudly brought to you by Innovation Credit Union. Imagine the possibilities. Current and past residents of Pontx gathered over the August-long weekend for this Southwest Community Centennial celebration. Over 1,100 guests were registered for the Saturday banquet at the local rink, which served up a hearty meal and gave many in the crowd a chance to meet up with old acquaintances.
Well, it's pretty nice because we get to see a lot of old friends that we went to school with, and their parents and their families. It's pretty cool. It's really nice. Great to see everybody.
It feels great to be back. Yeah, there's some things have changed, but a lot of it is still the same, and lots of wonderful faces from the past and from school and from when we lived here. So yeah, it's great to see everybody.
A weekend celebration which came to light through a group of dedicated volunteers and their efforts over the past year.
Oh, it's great. Like, everyone's so happy to see people they haven't seen for a long time, and to come back and see a town that looks great, you know, and they're still proud of the town itself.
One of the highlights of the Centennial celebration was the performance by the Calgary Renaissance Choir. This 24-member group specializes in music from the 1400s through the 1600s. And choir director Jane Perry says Pontx was the perfect setting.
It's an incredible acoustic. I'm not sure that there's anything like this in Calgary. So for us, it's being choral singers and choral geeks. We're like kids in a candy store walking into this kind of an acoustic. It's a sort of place where if I sing a note out into the environment and then stop, that note will stay hanging in the air for another 3.5 seconds. And that makes it perfect for the style of music that we sing, because of course a lot of these European cathedrals were built in a similar style with a similar acoustic. So for us, musically speaking, it's like coming home.
The community of Pontx is located approximately 1 hour south of Swift Current and is a must-stop in your travels through the Southwest. Another exciting season of Market Square returns to downtown Swift Current, featuring live entertainment, fresh garden produce, crafts, and other unique vendors. Market Square, every Saturday at the corner of Central and Chaplin. Presented by Standard Motors, in partnership with Innovation Credit Union and Southwest TV News. Well, Swift Current has now joined other communities across the country in offering an off-leash dog park. We have more in this report. Dogs now have a place to run free off-leash and meet new acquaintances at the newly opened dog park in Swift Current. The park is located up the road from the Hillcrest Cemetery along Highway 4 and welcomes dogs and their owners for a run through the countryside. A long-awaited park, which has been in the works for a number of years.
In 2009, there was a proposal and a petition to the city for the land. Several sites were considered. This was the one that was considered the best because it was the largest. It's approximately 26 acres. Right now, about 1/8 and 1/3 of those acres are fenced. The rest of it probably will not be developed as in getting the grass cut or anything like that, because hunters use the other part on the outside of the fence for training their hunting dogs.
A worthy project which the city of Swift Current is pleased to support on a number of fronts.
But financially, we were kind of strapped with budget. So we looked at what we could do to help, and we certainly provided some land, and we've provided some Parks and Rec. They do a lot of the cutting of the grass. We brought in some dirt to level the field, and we've done a lot of things like that, just not putting in a lot of financial stuff. But the volunteers are putting in the hours. They're filling in the gopher holes, and they're making the thing work. And so we'll say, hey, it's a City of Swift Current dog park, but it's really the sponsors and the volunteers that take all the responsibility for having this place run.
To assist with some of the costs associated with maintaining the grass around the new dog park, City Council voted in favor of increasing pet licensing fees earlier this year. And with the dog park officially open in Swift Current, the local committee hopes to eventually add pathways to the area. The Swift Current Dog Park is open to all dogs and their two-legged friends on a daily basis. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.